What's up? 1 2 1 2. Is this mic working? Oh yeah. What's up, Juanito? You ready to hang out? Hopefully you can stay up late. Let's see if anyone else gets notified. This track's a banger. Game Time, Broke, The Blueprint. I gotta watch that track right there. Fade it out really slow. Boom. Intro drop mine. What's poppin'? How you feeling? You thought we were gonna go live? Talk Bigfoot? Yeah, we'll talk Bigfoot. Bigfoot will come up. And there's Ivy. She got notified. What's up? Hope you're well. You'll hear the boys upstairs. They're running around. There's crazy Javier. What up? Yeah, I mentioned earlier on the live at the shop that we were gonna do a Trinity County tonight, missing persons. It's been quite the topic. Steve Stockton premiered earlier today. I gotta catch that. For some reason, it wasn't playing at the shop. And then there's Dragonfly. Grand Rising. Happy Rising to you as well. Hope we didn't wake you. Oh, there's Dragonfly also sending a message. That's what's up. That helps. I think that helps tickle the algorithm. And yeah, I was a little late on this one. He's already at 200 views. Let's activate the camera. Gonna work with this camera. Let's see. Following me. All right. There's a Bigfoot behind us right there, Juanito. Whoa. There he goes. So Media Palace just posted. Y'all following Media Palace? You want some Bigfoot, Juan? Area 50 Juan? He just posted one, and the homie Eric out in Texas. Speaking of Texas, upstairs the boys are still up too because we got a friend in town from Texas. Ha ha. And yeah, got to go out with them last time. Went to a cool restaurant that I've never been to out in Hollywood, and I hadn't gone out like that in a while. And there's Chiro Sounds. Yeah. What's up, Chi? Yeah, we had a good time that night. That's the night I went live. Remember? Did y'all catch me that night? I was waiting for everyone else, so I went and walked over to the Scientology building really quick and did a live stream outside of the building. And yeah, it looks like one of those old worlders. They got pillars in the front, very beautiful building. And that one is the, because they all have different names. There's the information center, there's the big blue building on Sunset, which I think, yeah, that one's an art deco, so most likely an old worlder. There's the celebrity center up on Franklin, and that one's like a, what do they call it? It's a, like a replica or something of a French chateau. Forget the style. It'll come to me, but it's kind of castle like. Probably is a real castle. Yeah, they own that one too. And what's the one that I was checking out on the boulevard there? I forget the name of that one. Hmm. Anyway, interesting buildings, and yeah, we'll check them out again whenever we're in the area. There's also a lot of haunted uh theaters. We did a live several years back, also walking down Hollywood Boulevard. It was daytime. We went inside of the, was it the, hmm, tap the mic there. What is it? The Roosevelt, the Roosevelt Hotel. That's very near. That's just right up the block from Hollywood High School, our high school there. And that one, they say, supposedly Marilyn Monroe haunts that one, as well as some other spirits, I think. And there's Roger. Roger got the notification. Roger that. You can hear some music bumping upstairs too. Just a heads up. We're gonna try something different here. Let's see if we could do this while we hang out. Uh oh. Yeah, that's not. Oh yeah, it is working. There we go. Boom. Now we got some visuals. This is can anyone does anyone recognize this? Speaking of old worlders, this is another one. And you can obviously see agua right there. A few little vessels floating. You can't afford what, Juan? Let's see. Just put you in, promise. It'll be fun. You act weird, just cancel me. Uh oh. I'll cancel right there. Just you saying that. Candy Wolf, good to see you as well. Yeah, yeah, no worries. If we get to that point, then we'll have you hop on, Juanito. No rush. Don't push it. We're just getting started with this, bro. We're gonna have Jah willing, Allah willing, God willing, Dios, si Dios quiera, we'll have many more days of live streaming. And we gotta today. I was looking into getting a hotline number, so hang tight. I did have you in mind. I want you to call in and so we could hear your voice. I still ain't got that set up yet. Where's Garrel? Yeah, I feel like Garrel and Chi have adopted me. Shh, don't tell anyone. Yeah, we'll figure that out. I know I could, and I haven't done it yet. You might be the first uh, guest like that, Juan, where I drop a link. I know I could do that. I got to figure that out. Remember, I'm working with new software here and even a new browser, which is cool. Uh, Garrow and I were talking last night. Hey, look, what's that going through? What's jumping through there? Look, we got some action. We got, are those seals, dolphins? Y'all see that? We got some live marine action going on here, and no one's guessed. Yeah, right on. I'm glad Garrel's getting rest. That's good. I've been trying to get to. I've been knocking out. I've been my sleeping patterns have been weird, but it's all good. You know, that's how it is when you are doing things. I remember when I was younger working with music and stuff like that, be up so late. Looks like someone has a light on there too. Uh yeah, I wonder if those were dolphins or look like a group of them. Anyway, there's Aunt Edna. Yeah, what are the kids doing up? The kids are up. Yeah, those kids upstairs are us here. Happy Rising on Edna. We're going to be hanging out, talking about several things. And look, you can see more action. There they go back the other way. They're swimming around there. So, this is a cool view of Catalina Island, thanks to Fox 11. Yeah, my family used to work for Fox. Even my grandmother did, because where we grew up in Hollywood, Fox 11 used to be right down the street from where we lived. We got a boat coming up, and that wasn't the reason. Well, that's maybe a reason why they worked there, but they worked there even before it became Fox, and it was KTTV. I guess it became Fox, and then eventually they moved from that location. I think they went towards the west side of LA. Anyway, so yeah, we used to be, I got to go in the building, Fox building and stuff, and that's the time they were filming like in living color. I remember what's going on. So it was the 90s. What is it? Knew a bunch of like the news reporters, got to see them and meet a lot of them and stuff like that. Just a bunch of different little cool things, even though now I know it's media. And anyway, so that Catalina Island, that structure there is called they call it the casino. And we went recently to Catalina. I went for my first time, and it was super fun. Always heard about it, always wanted to go, and always knew about the UFO activity in and around Catalina, and the Channel Islands come up too, and yeah, and then now we're learning about the giants that were there and all this stuff. And yeah, we got a loud car setting off car alarms. That's the city for you. Train went by earlier, but don't worry, I'm sure it'll be back. It did. We did get one night, I think, recently where the train didn't go by. So that was a trip. Usually comes by here, and everyone catches it. So we all jump on board. Oh yeah. And so yeah, Catalina, a lot of mysteries. You hear about the natives that were there before too, and now there's also it's known for the I believe it's the buffalo that roam around. There's little tours you could take. There's a museum there that we went to, and I inquired about the giants, and they said, "Nope, we have nothing about that here." But you could find out about the whole thing about the giants and stuff online. There was a shady character involved, and yeah, he was profiting off of some of that stuff, some of those tales and different things. It gets all weird and complicated as many of these stories do and many of these events do. And yeah, who took the giants and talks about some of the giants being maybe tossed overboard into the ocean, off the island into the ocean. Who knows? And there's Woo Reezy in the house. Yo, yo. Appreciate that, Roger. Yeah, you see, Roger didn't want a tool before. He didn't want to moderate. And now he has the power of the wrench and reminds everyone I always appreciate that, Robert. Roger, Roger that, not Robert. Yeah, so Catalina, boom. And you got that huge structure there, and it is pretty big. I did a little scan around it while we were there. Glad I did that. Should have gone inside, but yeah, I think you got to pay a fee of some sort. There's some ushers, some of the entrances. I should have gone around the back a little more, but I was with family, so keeping that in mind, they're like, "Hey, where are you going?" I'm like, "Yeah, you got to check out this amazing structure that they now call the casino." But yeah, so I would imagine there's more. There's some stuff that was almost like a cave that we looked at. It's very near the where you board the vessels to get back and forth, the ferries or the boat, and it's a pretty short ride. I think it's less than an hour, and I think it was $80 per person or something like that, back and forth. We just went for the day. So fun stuff, but yeah, I noticed it kind of kicked us off the stream there. What's up with that? If it only lets you for a certain amount of time. And you can view other parts of Southern California on here. Let's see if we could check out another spot before we get into tonight's topics. Where'd you go? There you are. So Mount Wilson is another one that you could check out. Nope. That kicked us to LAX. What the heck? That is a view from of LA from Mount Wilson. And Mount Wilson recently, the fire got up to that area, the Eaton fire, which was the second bigger fire that we had out here recently. And the flames did get to, I think there's this these, um radio towers up there. And we showed a couple videos that I did up there recently. We did the Mount Wilson observatory little tour that I did. I think that was last year. Shared that recently. And so I'm imagining the cameras up at those radio towers as well. And during the fire, there was a news report that was touching on there was actually a person inside of those because it's like the radio towers, and you could see there's like some facilities I guess you could go in and out of. And Cosmic, our good friend, gassy friend, Cosmic, Sovereign Cosmic Wildman, believes that it goes under into the mountain there. So I always keep that in mind with those radio towers, and who knows what kind of signals they're pumping out of there. But yeah, the flat fire didn't affect it, but it got really close to it. And the guy was mentioning that, yeah, he stayed inside the facility and luckily nothing happened. The observatory apparently wasn't damaged either. Right on Woo Reezy. But yeah, this is a view. Oh no, it's not playing. Let's see. We gotta make sure it plays in case we see any strange objects go by. And on the video that we showed, the video that we showed, it yeah, we showed some of those orbs that we see outside of the shop. And so there's always a chance of catching something like that. So now we're playing. Actually had pressed stop sharing there. So little visuals for us. I think it's pretty cool. And yeah, look, those are the sky farts, in my opinion. Hopefully, the disclaimer came up this time, the live earlier. So there's a little countdown when I go live, counts to 5, and then I get these notifications that we're live on YouTube and Twitch. And there's Bomber. Oh yeah. Yeah, no worries. I'm still Brown Dwarf. Remember that, y'all. She switched up to Dwarfy, which my good amiga Mawawa, Melissa Nicole. Haven't seen her pop up in the chats recently, but I've been seeing her around here and there. She's been hiding. The beautiful Melissa Nicole. Yeah, she calls me Dwarfy also. There might be a few more. And I don't mind that either. I go by many AKAs. That's all love. It's all good. But yeah, look at that. You can see all the sky farts. We're about to get rain on Thursday. They're spraying earlier today. I did take a little bit of video of that. Brown Bigfoot dwarf. That sounds even. Put up the poop emoji for that one too. Brown dwarf already would triggers that, and then a brown Bigfoot dwarf. It's like, oh no, gonna have to make a shirt with like a Bigfoot dropping a deuce. Have the little poop emoji coming out or something. Throwing up the peace sign. Yep, I'm speaking out loud. There it is. It's funny because after it spells it out here. Face fuchsia poop shape. And there goes the stream. So yeah, maybe they do it to where uh you could only stream it for a little bit. And let's check out LAX. LAX gets sightings, y'all. UFO sightings. And one of the recent ones was the jetpack man moving packs out of LAX. Anyone remember that one? That was recent. Was that last year? Oh yeah. All right. Camera is on and following. Night nugs. Ooh. Feel free to hotbox the chat. Hillbilly Herb will probably pop up here soon. Now that the 420 vibe may be setting on. I got ready before this. So yeah, keep an eye out for Jetpack Man or any other. But this ain't. Hold up. This ain't LAX. That looks like Santa Monica Pier. Possibly. I don't see the Ferris wheel, so maybe not Santa Monica Pier. But there is a plane taking off there. So yeah, we'll be hanging with these streams like this. We'll be tapping in just to get a view of what's going on in SoCal at the moment. This is streaming live. Just some of the mentioned nugs. Oh yeah, right, bomber. Oh man, that's super cool. Like Snoop Dogg, what was it in Half Baked? Just kind of creeps up when they're chilling on the staircase there, smokes their stuff. Yes, what Derek says here. Maybe, we're getting all different types of aerial phenomenon. And the jetpacks were also seen in Peru, right? When the whole pelacada thing was going on, the pelacada, the face peeler. And that was after the Vegas situation, right? I think it was Vegas and then Peru, all the way down to the recent drones. And yeah, the drones, I think it was a mixture of stuff. our stuff, their stuff. I think there's all types of stuff going on there, and nothing new. It was just yeah amplified, I think. But what else we got going on here? There was some news. I was trying to do this last night. For some reason, internet was acting weird. There's a chance. You never know. Internet does get kind of funny right here sometimes. So hopefully we have a smooth ride and some. Speaking of 420 cannabis and all that, uh, after what was it? A Super Bowl night. Uh, we hung out, had the day off, and got back. Stayed up pretty late. I think did. I stream that night. That night went live with Texas Front Porch. So had a recent interview. Check that out. Should be in the posts. And there's the train. Y'all got your tickets. All aboard. It is here. How about that at like 3 in the morning, random hours at night, or during your meditation in the morning? Hey, if you could get through that and not have that bother you, then you know you're doing it right. So yeah, we stayed up late. I was on the YouTube, and there's a channel. Actually had shared the whole video, and I was mentioning, was this the fire? Because that same night at 2 in the morning, I had stepped outside of here and noticed there was smoke coming across the hill from us, and so I went live, and and then noticed someone else later channel that I followed, those stringer guys that go to, calls with live streaming, and they carry their police scanners and all types of other gear, cameras. Uh, One of those stringers was on, and I was checking him out because he strings through LA, and he was at a fire. And I was like, oh, I wonder if that's the fire. But for some reason, it didn't seem like it after a while. But when he got to the fire, one of the first things I saw was that there was huge nugs inside of this building, and I was like, ooh, grow, not good, you know. So someone's grow obviously on fire. So yeah, the live stream was wild. Checking that out, and obviously you could imagine the chat was on fire, and yeah, just all types of comments here and there. And we didn't know at the time that it turned out to be a deadly fire, and yeah, they I guess they found a body inside, and the stringer footage is still there. I shared it in the post, so if anyone's interested, but you'd have to cut to towards the end of the video, so that'll kind of help out. It was the end, towards the end. Because I think the video might be like 6 hours long or so. Those stringers go on for quite a while, and man, let me tell you, those chats get popping. I've seen up to like 5,000 plus people inside of those chats, almost even 10,000 sometimes, depending on the stringer. But yeah, they get a lot of views, and it's something like, I'll be sharing more content that I haven't shared for members, and some of it might be kind of graphic along those lines of stuff, that the stringers get, and it's just stuff that we run into, uh, just being out here in the city, in the nitty gritty. And yeah, unfortunate, very unfortunate. And yeah, they believe it might have been a illegal grow. Yeah, the place did have like a what did it say? Available sign, one of those signs, like it was available, vacant. And yeah, that bomber, it is. But it's actually they're pretty fun. You'd do fine in there. You'd be fine, and believe me, you'd be heard. You know how to work these chats. You know how to get your point across if need be. You'd stand out. La bomba. And yeah, so the fire was completely different from this one across the hill here. That one was in South Central LA, South Central LA. Yo, some of that South Central. I wouldn't. It's not my choice place to have my fire come from. But hey, you never know. You might have some top notch growers there. They're all over the place now. But do they have the skills? Some do. And over on my channel, if you missed it, we did like I said, we did go live, and you can see there the third video there, and fire across the hill again. Yeah, it's like the third time. What'd you say about MC Hammer? Oh yeah, no doubt. And a lot of us, yeah, when I was young, we thought he was because he had his style. A lot of people took him for like a joke and stuff like that. But no, he gets his respect, and yeah, I've been learning about that a lot more, a lot about him, more too. And yeah, he gets mad respect. Been involved in some serious moments, and people don't mess with Hammer, so respect the Hammer. And could anyone do the typewriter out there? How about Lovey Love? You know how to do the typewriter? It's one of my favorite dance moves. I love seeing Hammer do that. Puerto Rico, oh, Puerto Rico. Yes, that's the one in El Yunque National Park, right? Is that where that satellite is? It was or is I think like one of the biggest or the biggest satellite in the world. A lot of UFO activity there. El Chupacabra came from there, possibly. Did he escape from one of those facilities? Hmm. So yeah, want to peep the fire? Check it out. And I don't think I read some of the story. There's a video on YouTube. I was trying to find it again, couldn't find it. Had some up close footage, and yeah, a lot of fires coming from that side there. Keep an eye. I actually went to go look and noticed that there's this green light that's been popping out lately, like uh, hyper green, almost neon green, and it turns off every once in a while. So I don't know what the heck it is. I took a look at it a few weeks ago, and recommended that I go over there, try to figure it out, and we'll have to do that sometime. Hopefully, we could get back into that area. I think it'd be a little complicated. I did go over there during the daytime not too long ago, and yeah, just got to be careful where you go around here. Well, around anywhere. Jeez. Everyone had have a good day today, I hope. And yeah, should we start with the Trinity stuff? Let's see. Where would we start off? Let's start with mapa. Una mapa. Let's see. Boop. Y'all heard of Trinity County, California? Well, not, here's a map showing. So this is NorCal. Here, part of NorCal. It's super huge. And in the middle, towards the middle, you can see lit up in red there. Wonder, do you guys see the little arrow? Could someone let me know if you see the arrow? I'm moving it right now. I wondered about that because I use it here. Like I'm pointing at stuff, hoping you see what I'm pointing at. We'll see if someone responds. Anyway, Trinity County there. You can see the outline. And to the left of Trinity, you have Humboldt. And to the right, I believe that is Shasta. And what other county get border Trinity here? Mm-hmm. Zoomed out a little bit, see if it says. Yeah, there's Shasta. And then above that, you're going to have Siskiyou County. Correct. Took me a minute for that to download. Because it doesn't say here. But yeah, so Mount Shasta actually, so I would have thought that Mount Shasta would be in Shasta County, which is to the right of Trinity here. And I'm not showing. Let's see. There we go. And then but no, Mount Shasta, the mountain, Magic Mountain is actually in Siskiyou County. Y'all can fact check me on that one. So yeah, Trinity, pretty big county. Maybe it doesn't look like it. Maybe it doesn't look like it there. Forgot to share screen. Damn. Come on, bro. Anyone been to Trinity? Anyone been through Trinity? Someone had popped in the other night when we were talking Trinity. So yeah, just a quick scan of the map, give you an idea where we're talking about. And Trinity County has quite a few lakes. And you can see here there are 8 lakes found in Trinity County. And I've been to several of them. Several of them were very close to Weaverville, where Grandpa's cabin was up in the hills there. And so yeah, a lot of fishing. There was this gnarly moment one time. We went out with good friend of ours. I call him Double Barrel Daryl from Trinity County, and total local, total local, total local. And he was a good friend of Grandpa's, and yeah, there's a group that they have out there, and he was part of that group. It was almost like a men's, almost like a secret society, you could say. And yeah, they were friends in through that as well. But anyway, one time Daryl took out his this crazy like pontoon type thing. It was a huge, pretty big, and so he dropped it in to the lake there, and I believe it was Lewiston Lake. and so we're gonna cruise around and fish on that, and there's several of us on board. And I forget what time of year it was, but it wasn't. I don't remember it being hot out at that moment, but it wasn't cold either. But that water is super cold, and I believe there's some sort. They were telling us about something about how cold that water is there, and and so we're cruising on this thing, and there was a point where the water was it was getting really shallow, and we're starting to see pretty big rocks, and we're telling Daryl, and he's talking out loud, telling a story or something, and he's like, yeah, okay. And but then at the same, he's not steering away or anything, and so we warn him again, and he kind of like ignored us again, and I thought he was maybe like joking around. Like, I'm like, dude, we're gonna hit some rocks here soon, and boom, we eventually did, and we got stuck. And my queen and I, grandpa was on board. There's several older people on board, and my queen and I were the only uh, let's see, no, we weren't the youngest ones, but I guess we're the ones in the middle age. Daryl and grandpa and whoever else was on board were older than us. And so anyway, we had to jump out and got into waist deep water. I wasn't planning on that. And we had to push this big old pontoon far enough to where, hopefully things were all right. And yeah, we ended up getting out of that snag there. It was scary, and yeah, we had to swim back to the pontoon. It was a trip. And there's Hillbilly Herb. We did summon him. He got the message. We sent smoke signals earlier, bro, and glad you read them. Yeah, the 420 topic will come up, I believe, also in a little bit here. So just a view there. It's several, so a lot of water, even though you're inland from the coast. You know, it does get hot out there during the summer. It hits the hundreds, gets super hot, and it does burn quite a lot. Trinity County is known for fires as well. There's been moments where we've been out there during fires and some gnarly ones. And a lot of times, grandpa, I was talking about grandpa earlier and his old ways and being stubborn and a luddite and all this stuff. That was another thing during the fires. He would not leave, unless it was like there at the house, then maybe he'd do something. But and keep in mind, he was in a walker at the time and everything. And I remember one particular year where we're like, hey, well, he lived up this road called Oregon Street, right above town. And yeah, there's this, if you keep going behind Oregon Road, I believe there's a road back there eventually. And we'd never really go back that way. And I guess that's kind of like a back way to get out instead of going through the town. And town is where you get Highway 299. 299 goes all the way. It passes through Willow Creek again. Uh, it goes all the way across to Reading, and so it gives you an idea. It just cuts inland. Very dangerous highway. We were talking about that. And let's see if Juliana McGill pops up tonight because she was there that night. We are talking about all this, and that all that area up there is her very well known stomping grounds of hers. She is another local. And yeah, so 299 cuts through the town of Weaverville. Very beautiful. Um, who is it? Joe Santinello on YouTube recently did a tour through Trinity. I mean Weaverville and Trinity County. But yeah, super cool. That video really gets you in touch with Trinity County. He interviews locals, goes around, shows around the area, and it was super cool to see. Need a Let's see, Russell there. Have you been on that? I haven't been on that highway. I don't think. Yeah. Oh yeah, hillbilly. And so Trinity County, also known, that's part of the Emerald Triangle. I'm sure you've heard of the triangle there, hillbilly. And yeah, a lot of hill folk there. Also known for, uh mining, a lot of mining. Um and the reason why also we're getting into all this tonight, it's like why Trinity County, why are we talking about up there? Was because is Senor Politis over at Canada Missing Project. And I always got to say my politest disclaimer. Yes, I know about the many things that have been said about him, and but I follow him close, and whatever, I keep that aside. It's all about the 411, right? So yeah, the information he is or not giving us, and it's up to us to keep digging and looking into cases and stuff. I love doing that, and I don't know, missing people has always been a topic. Hashtag unsolved mysteries. Salute Robert Stack, one of the best theme songs ever. And where were we? Oh yeah, another interesting little factoid about Trinity County. They say it's the poorest county in California. And I guess I know why they say that, and I could see that, but yeah, it was kind of shocking. There is money up in them hills. Still, some people might not think that. I'm sure there's still gold up in them hills, all over, wherever the gold rush was. There's probably still gold there. I think we gotta go panning. Who wants to go panning? I got a pan. And it's Peter. Did I say who did I say? Peter Santinello on YouTube. Check that one out if you're interested in checking out more about Trinity County. That'd be a good video to start. And yeah, I've gotten quite a bit of footage while I spent time out there throughout the years. We'd bounce back from Humboldt to Trinity. So I can say yes, we've also have lived there, spent winters there, and yeah, if you could spend a winter in Trinity, yeah, you could say you've been through a winter. That's for sure. And yeah, so not too far from Trinity County, like we were saying. Got the lovely, let's see, gonna play for us. Of course, the lovely Mount Shasta.
There it is.
Gotta share that.
Mount Shasta.
We've been sharing quite a bit of the Mount Shasta clips, but hey, anytime you could get a view of it,
See if we could
it's always pleasing.
check
At
some
least
more
to
of it
me, it
out.
is. And I was on the way to the hot springs there that are now, I guess, closed. I think that was in, might be, forget what season, but obviously some snow there during the summer. Usually that snow will not be there. And so not too far, you have Mount Shasta from Trinity County. I always keep that in mind. Trinity County also's got their famous Trinity Alps. Oh yeah, and yeah, would definitely love to go back and explore more of the Alps. One time I went solo, trying to get up there. and just really quick, I was just trying to do a quick little thing, so just got to pretty much, I guess, the base of it, but never done any overnights or anything like that. Hiked up in there, not yet. Hopefully one day. And here is, let's see, there's Mira Dog having fun at the cabin. Like she'd always do that there. Silly dog. I miss that dog. And yeah, she's still around from what I've last heard. And her and I have many, many stories to tell. Spent a lot of uh, time together up in those hills, not only Trinity, but all over the place. That is my dog. And let's see what else we got going on in Trinity. See a little quick view at of any high strangeness, any strange stuff going on in Trinity. And it says here Trinity County, California has been associated with both. Oh, yeah, the big guy, Bigfoot. And so, also, local legends about paranormal activity through specific haunting listings within the county are currently unavailable. And I could only imagine, I mean, you could look at just, certain buildings and structures in town. There's also, I believe it's a Chinese temple of some sort. And in the outskirts, there's also a very interesting Buddhist uh, temple, I guess you could say, too. And we've been to that as well. There's videos of that. And they got these little wheels you spin, I guess, for the new year. You make wishes, I believe. And yeah, interesting area there. And it makes you think. I remember someone commenting on that video that, yeah, maybe the big guys might be around that type of area, maybe because of the vibe. And it makes you wonder why they built that there. What makes me wonder why. So, yeah, a lot of old buildings for sure. Some of them made out of brick. And I didn't get to explore with those old world eyes too much. But yeah, there's definitely some stuff there just right in Weaverville. And what else we got on Trinity? Yeah, right outside of Trinity. So if you're going east on 299, as soon as it's right on the border of Trinity County and Shasta County, if you're on 299, you're gonna pass by the old courthouses, and it's these old courthouses made out of brick, and it's just like ruins basically. And they say that place is haunted. And there's these trails that go up into the hills behind it there. Went to go explore that a bit, checked out the courthouses. Didn't take too much video for whatever reason. We're always passing by, and this one time we stopped and actually spent a little time there. But and I did take vid of that, and yeah, we'd have to go through that to try and see if anything popped up. But yeah, the old courthouses are there, and they say a lot of paranormal activity there. You could hear voices and court proceedings still going on. And I believe they might have had a jail there too on site. So very interesting area. And the fact that it's brick, fortunately, not much is left. It's pretty in pretty bad conditions. I'd question that. You know, was it really originally a courthouse? Hmm. Yeah. Anyone been to Shasta? Anyone seen Mount Shasta? Anyone would like to go to Mount Shasta? Hey, let me know. I know our good friend Luces en el Cielo, Alejandro's been we've been trying to line up and make that happen. And I know I've been in talks with a few other people that might want to make that happen this year. So anyone interested, hey, let me know, and we could make that happen possibly. So let's see, Senor Podolitis recently, and he's done other cases at a Trinity for before for sure. Ooh, let's take a sip here. Tongue's starting to get tied up there. And there's other channels as well. There's Rusty West. Anyone familiar with Rusty West? Rusty does missing person cases, and no worries, Steve Stockton. We know you're number one. Rusty also he's been getting into these trucker series and stuff like that. And Rusty, I know he's spent time in Trinity County. I've noticed that. I spotted it through his videos, and I questioned him about it too. I was like, "Hey, who are you?" Because I mean, there's been times where I knew he was right in the area at the same time I was in Trinity. So, but yeah, it didn't get too far with that. But who knows? Maybe I've seen him around. And I wonder, I know he talked about, he has a certain type of voice, and he said that he was working for forestry and was on a horse and had an accident, and somehow part of his tongue became missing, and that's why he sounds like that. I don't know. That's what he said, but yeah, I like his style. I like his delivery. It's not for everyone, but yeah, Rusty West, and he's covered a lot of cases out of Trinity too. He's dug and found some really good ones, some mysterious ones. There's one that I know he touched on where it's up in the Alps, Trinity Alps, I believe, and they were finding supposedly a bunch of like boat parts that they don't even know how they got up there, and they all had seemed to have like Florida stuff out of Florida and the Caribbean. And so the theory was that maybe some of these vessels and boats and stuff were somehow being possibly teleported there from like the Bermuda Triangle. I thought that was an interesting one. And there was pictures along with that too. So I think so. I don't know if they're actual pictures from the site or just maybe just random pictures, but yeah, very interesting. That was pretty weird there. And there's some other stuff. There was one. What was it? The Flannel Man. So if you look up Flannel Man, uh, yeah, he I think touched on a report that he got of a flannel man in Trinity County on Highway 299. So is Flannel Man real? Does he wear Pendleton? Love my Pendletons. Oh yeah. Some guy came by the other day. He's like, "Yeah, I got these Pendletons. Are you interested in them?" And I looked, and they were not Pendletons. I think some people refer just to flannels as Pendletons, but no, I love the brand. And actually, let's see. I want to say nope. That's south, kind of south of Shasta. There is a Pendleton outlet, different county though. Anyway, so Politis recently did two cases out of Trinity. If you look, let's see, where's the at the bottom left, I think is the case. It was a little boy. And then at the top, let's see here, the second video here at the top. also has a Trinity County case. They're both old. So that's what basically got me started down this rabbit hole. And I know there's, like I said, there's other cases out of here for sure. And these two were pretty interesting too. The one with the little boy, and he was also mentioning that as the crow flies, they were like 10 miles from each other. So I guess not too far. And yeah, I believe Steve Stockton, I know, has some Trinity County cases as well. Some are more criminal. And so down the rabbit hole, I started going. I was like, oh, yeah, well, I know there's been some cases for sure that I could think of. And while I was looking, this one case kept popping up, and it's not quite in Trinity County, but the young lady's name, it is in Northern California. And this was back in, looks like 2022. And I do remember this one. It's out of Nevada City, Grass Valley. And our good friend Joe Monk here on YouTube lives out that way. And I remember him and I briefly chatting about this. And it was a weird one because she was found not too far. It was just not too far from her aunt's house where she was reported missing from. And her name was Trinity. Beautiful name. You can see her there. Very beautiful. And yeah, they say she walked out of the house uh, with no shoes, which is a big one of the big bullet points, or what does he call it? Uh, anyway, one of the bullet points of like the 411 phenomenon is the missing shoes, people going off without shoes, or shoes being missing later in the case. So I thought it was pretty alarming once I heard that. And then I don't think they explained the reason of her passing. Anyone remember this one? And I wanted to see if there's anything else that stood up. Oh yeah, it says nothing suspicious about her death at this point. And then they say she was found. Let's see. In a Facebook post, the sheriff's office said search and rescue teams located the missing teen's body shortly after 2 p.m. On Friday. She was found approximately half a mile north of her aunt's residence, which was in a very heavily wooded river drainage area. The sheriff's office said there's nothing suspicious about her death at this point. And I believe there might have been when she went missing, there might have been some rain going on that I remember. I'd have to check out some other reports, but they say that's another thing. Sometimes it's like the weather and things like that could be an issue sometimes with these cases. But anyway, this I don't know, that case just kept popping up when I was looking into these Trinity cases, and it was almost like something telling me show this. So I was like, all right, we'll put it up tonight, even though it's not in Trinity County. But yeah, Trinity County is actually not too far. It's up there. NorCal still. I mean, Nevada. What is it? It's Nevada City. They call it, yeah, Grass Valley. I think it might be Nevada County, and it's right at the border of Nevada and California there. Maybe Joe Monk, if oh, is that Joe Monk in here? Oh, boom. You see, we got Joe Monk in the house. Right on. Yeah, Joe, do you remember any? Was this a strange one here? Was this? You remember any details about this? I remember you and I briefly talking about it, and yeah, Joe Monk, like he said, always missing people up there. Yeah, and all the different counties for sure. And I don't know. I wonder if is it like that in other states? I mean, I know people go missing in all over the place, but yeah, it seems like Cali. Oof. And yeah, Joe, is there anything you could share with us about that case there? Was it, you know, do you think is it along the lines of the missing 411 phenomenon, or it was just maybe she had, let's see, Nevada City and Grass Valley are in Nevada County. Boom, got it. Roger that. And I recently seen some videos because I know Joe's out there. We're supposed to meet at grocery outlet, gross out, right? Senor Joe. This is gross out, and we're paging Joe Monk to aisle 9, please. We got a meeting. Yeah, we call it gross out, grocery outlet. But it's a good market. You find I find a lot of good stuff that I use there and consume. There's a lot of organic products and natural products for a pretty decent price, y'all. And is that just a California thing or is grocery outlet in other states? See them around a lot more. We actually got one close by here. Haven't been to it in a bit, but yeah. Anyway, so let's head up to Trinity County now. So glad that Joe popped up. Appreciate that, Joe. Welcome. Hope you've been well, Joe. Hope you're doing well up there uh in GV. And yeah, so I was checking out this video on Grass Valley, and they showed the town there, and oh man, was it full of old world buildings. Some of them you could see obviously go down, like have that we call it the mud flood effect. Some people don't like that term, but the mud flood effect where you could tell like the buildings go down and stuff, and the old theaters, and yeah, a lot of mining there as well. It's just another one of those towns where the gold rush was present, just like Trinity County here we're talking. So yeah, one of those small town, and I love that. I like those small towns. So coming from out here, a lot of people don't get to see those small towns or get to experience or live in those small towns. And luckily, those small towns and counties and those big counties have been really good to me. Cali has been great to me, and so I love it back. So yeah, I can't wait to explore Grass Valley. I've always heard about it. A lot of our friends and people I know that would work up in Humboldt would then go work out there in Grass Valley too. And they'd tell me all about it. And they'd tell me I need to go check it out. But yeah, no, I never knew anyone out there. And recently I met someone out here who went by the shop and was from the Grass Valley area. And yeah, I think he had things going on for sure. So it sounds like he was doing good at a property, doing the homesteading thing and all that. Hmm. Then where we're going next? Let's see. So I was mentioning earlier on the live that when I was looking at some of these cases, there was one that popped up, and it was from a few years ago. And when I was looking at it, a recent post had just popped up from like a few hours earlier, and it was touching on the the case I was just checking out. So I was like, whoa, hold on. So I was looking at this case that I remember at a Trinity, and it was of these guys from Southern California, and they went missing up in Trinity County, and they never found them. I think their phones last pinged in uh I think it was Sacramento, and this is just let's see, little view of the article there of some of the people and some of these cases we will touch on. This guy here, Jeffrey Jeffrey Joseph case. I think he's pretty much on the border. His case was in the Wichipec area, so that's more Humboldt County. And sometimes, since they're on the pretty much on the border there, Humboldt and Trinity County, they'll feature, I guess, their cases too if they're really close. And the unfortunately, the little girl here, she was. This is an old case, and that one got interesting too. That one's more criminal. The Jeffrey case, when I'm mentioning more at a Humboldt, that one could be criminal also, because I believe he was a had a cannabis dispensary. I think in I don't know if in L.A. or he had ties to Louisiana as well, and yeah, his car was just found on the side of the road. So maybe on Humboldt night, because we'll do this for Humboldt County as well. We'll feature that case there, but Shannon House, the guy next to him, that one's a pretty weird one, and we'll get into that. Trying to find the article on the five guys, and no pressure for anyone to hang out. Don't feel like you got to stay up. I know it's late depending on where you are. Actually, it's probably late everywhere. And here we go. So, unsolved mystery: four men vanished during a trip to Trinity County. That's the one I was talking about, the guys from LA. And let's see if it shows up here. This is the one. So I was looking at this case. This was last night. And then I seen there was a recent post from this article here. It's Action News Now. And they featured it on their unsolved mystery segment. And I thought that was pretty trippy. I was like, whoa, I was just checking this case out, and here they are featuring it again. And yeah, I don't know. These dudes, I mean, if you want my honest opinion, uh yeah, who knows? I think they mentioned something about these guys were going up to possibly buy some property and do the thing, who knows what, but possibly grow, a lot of you actually do find quite a bit of there's a strong Hmong community in Trinity County. Actually got some friends that are Hmong. Great people, strong workers, and yeah, been always cool with me. And you'll find different cultures up that way too. I think we might have had some Bulgarian neighbors. And so anyway, these guys, who knows what they were up to, what they're doing. You could get into the case here. And I just thought it was pretty trippy how that just kind of popped up there. So I thought I'd put that one out there. And yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking this is maybe more along the lines of a criminal. You get a lot of these types of cases, once again, referring to the Murder Mountain documentary that we're chatting about earlier. Chat, 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 chat. Boy got stuck there. Um, Yeah, so in that documentary, if you haven't checked it out, check it out. And it gives you a view, an idea, a perspective of, what goes on in the Emerald Triangle, what used to go on. It's still going on. It's just not like it before, they called it, so you had the gold rush, and then there was the green rush, they called it. And now with the legalization of things, a lot of stuff has changed. But anywhere you have money, and anywhere you have money, you're gonna have certain things go on for sure. So yeah, who knows? They still haven't heard anything from these guys, and it that happens a lot. That's just another case of many cases that you'll find from up that way, and I'm sure out Joe's way too. So you always got to keep that in mind when you get into some of these cases, because of course we're looking for the mysterious stuff, more the high strangeness. And let's see again here. You'll get stuff like this, and these were drownings on the Trinity River. So people go missing, and a lot of them drown in the river. It happens. And I actually got a story because one of these cases that they feature, here's the SF Gate, and May 19th, 2024. And I always keep in touch with news up north as much as possible. And yeah, one of these cases they talk about here, and I think it was, yeah, two within a month on the Trinity there. And one was a youngster, and it happened over at Kimtu Campground, which we've been talking about lately. We've been sharing some orb experiences, and our buddy Eric over at the Bigfoot Willow Creek Museum has been sharing several things out of Kim 2 campground as well. We did a Kim 2. There was a night we did live streaming recently where we got into Kim 2, that campground there, and that's uh in the town of Willow Creek. And if you keep going north on 96, where there's a recent 411 case that we touched on also, you eventually run into the Hooper Reservation. It has a bunch of course, Bigfoot reports out of it. That's like the highest concentrated area of submitted reports according to BFRO and other databases. So it's like Bigfoot hotspot, and we'll see what Joe's saying here. And then you keep going up, and then you hit Wichipec and different towns, Orleans, and that's where you get up into the Bluff Creek area. And so you have all that happening there. You keep going up, and then you eventually hit Happy Camp, which has a lot of high strangenesses as well. Uh, Driven through there, haven't spent time there. Happy Camp's on the list. And then on up into Oregon, Southern Oregon. So just a little idea there. And then so the the young man who drowned at Kim 2 here, that they're reporting about, he it's interesting that that happened there because yeah, we're talking about some of the high strangeness we've encountered there at Kim 2 campground. And a salute to our good friend Patty, and not the Bigfoot, but Patty, the camp host. And I got to share some of my experiences with her the other night. And yeah, I forget what oh, that might have been on. So if you're interested in that might have been the, what was it? Bigfoot night. I think I titled that a late night hangout talking Bigfoot, I think is the title of that one. And that's when we get into the whole Kim 2 uh, experiences and reports that we're hearing. And there's another, actually, a Sasquatch Chronicles episode that Eric from the museum sent me to check out, but it's on. You need to get Apple. what is it? The Apple app, some sort of app to be able to play those Apple Player or whatever the hell it is to play that, and I don't have that, so I've been uh holding that one off. But I'm anxious to hear it because yeah, Kim Two. There's a night I shared a few videos on that night, and one of them was some audio out of there, some strange audio sounds while we are in the pop up trailer because we were camping at Kim Two for quite a bit when we were living in the Willow Creek area. And there was one night where I seen like the most amount of orbs I've ever seen in my life. And yeah, I've seen orbs quite a bit, had them on the land and, see them outside the shop and all that. It must have been like 1,000 orbs or something. It was wild. And I shared that with Eric at the museum. And he's like, dude, someone came into the museum, had an orb experience also out of Kimtu. We've also shared some recent orb footage that we got on a game cam out of Bluff Creek. And so, yeah, a lot of the strange lights I see out of Humboldt County for sure. And so, anyway, back to the Kimtu here. Uh, on that video, also you seen a picture of me fishing. There was some mornings where before work I had a chance to fish. Almost got me a nice chromer one morning there, and it was just super fun to be able to do that before work or after work, and so I got to know Kimtu Campground pretty well. And there was one time where we had some friends that were Dominican. Shout out to my Dominicanos out there. They were deep up there. Good folks. Yeah, we had a good friend, and this guy was, a little overweight, and we were getting in the river there. There's an awesome swimming hole there, and actually a little rock, pretty high rock that you could jump off into the hole. So it's that deep there. And yeah, so if you don't know how to swim, it could be gnarly. And our friend didn't really tell us that he didn't know how to swim. He mentioned that he could swim, but I guess we figured he knew how to swim good. And he had a moment there where so he decided before we all started swimming, he came over and he's like, "Yeah, let's have a code word." And I thought we were joking around. Everyone I know around there pretty much knew how to swim. And he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna make up a code word in case something happens." He says, I will yell the word pineapple." And we're like, "All right, whatever." And I wasn't in the water at this time. I was hanging out outside. He was in the water. My queen and a bunch of other chicas were hanging out. It's a good time. And then he starts yelling pineapple. And I'm just like, "All right, this is he kidding?" Because this guy kids around a whole lot, jokes, a lot of laughing. And he starts yelling pineapple, and I'm not really, I'm not reacting. I'm just like, wait, trying to feel out the situation. And he kept yelling, and eventually we realized that he wasn't joking and he was in distress. And yeah, the girls jumped in and were able to, luckily, my queen's she's a tough one. Yeah, they were able to get him out of there, and it ended up being a serious thing. Yeah, he uh, needed help, and this is the same area where this young man, one of these young men here, you could see authorities were called to Kimtu Beach, just a few miles east of Willow Creek, at around 6 p.m. after receiving reports of possible drowning in the area. Witness said the man identified as Joshua Wilkinson of Arcata showed signs of distress before disappearing below the water without resurfacing. So very unfortunate. And then the other one was another young man as well, I think. Let's see, we'll scroll down here. There's a sign there, Trinity River Safety. And then, yeah, I believe he was 24 too. It was another young. Oh no, let's see, 19. I think it says right here. Yeah, Rodney Joseph Dawson Vivedos Jr. Last name sounds Portuguese, and there is actually a strong Portuguese community up in Humboldt County. Swept away in the same river near Tishtang. So Tishtang, it would be a little bit north of Kimtu. It's Tishtang, and then what's another one in that area? And Tishtang is where I met brother Inker from the Hoopa people. Got to share some legends and stuff. He's been featured on Monster Quest and with Les Stroud over on what was it, the Willow Creek series of Survivor Man Bigfoot, and he's been on other documentaries as well. So Inker runs Tishtang, the campgrounds there. That's how I ran into him. I was hanging at Tishtang, and that time I actually found these strange little baby footprints on right near the water. Took a little video of that. I mean, I don't know. I didn't see any babies around there. It's pretty trippy. And yeah, there's been tracks that you could check out at the museum that have from back in the day that you could see out of Tish Tang and stuff like that. There's been definitely Bigfoot reports from that area. And so yeah, be careful in the waters, y'all. So one of the stranger ones. Let's see. What do we got? Some more missing out of Trinity for sure. This is one that I think is pretty weird. And that's the case of Shannon House. And Shannon actually, this is another case I was talking earlier. So the case earlier at the shop, I was mentioning a young lady out of Mendocino. Some of you might have tapped in earlier and heard. She went missing from the coast uh, at a restaurant. Her and her partner and a friend of hers were having breakfast, and she went to the restroom and never came back out. And so that's Asha Kramer, which I wanted. I think I might have been mentioning a different name. I could be all over the place sometimes, and so I just want to make that correction, and we'll go in on that on Mendocino night. So we're gonna be covering all these cases. I mean, all these counties. And so Shannon's case was trippy, and I remember I was in Southern Humboldt, living in Southern Humboldt at the time when all this happened. And his case is over in Trinity County, out of Palm, California. And the trippy thing about his case is he went missing on private property that he lived on. He lived and worked on the property. And yeah, it says a little bit here on the flyer. Let's see, I'm gonna scroll up just a bit. And it says Shannon walked away from his residence in the remote area of Trinity County on 10/11/15 near the Trinity and Mendocino county line. He was last seen wearing olive colored Dickie t shirt, black shorts, and no shoes. Shannon's family has offered a reward for information leading to Shannon. If you have any information, please contact Trinity County Sheriff's Department 530-623-2611. And yeah, so another one of those cases with no shoes. And from what I remember is that, uh, yeah, I believe he was on private property, and there was this pond on the property, and they say there was footsteps, and they believe it was his footsteps that walked over to the edge of the pond, and then and that was it. There's nothing else after that, and he wasn't in the pond. Pond wasn't that deep, and yeah, a lot of times we had a pond in Southern Humboldt. That was a pretty good sized pond, and most of the times you have a lining in there, which could be dangerous. I've heard of animals, getting trapped, falling in and getting trapped and not being able to get out because of lining like that sometimes. But yeah, nothing was found, but uh, water. Definitely very close to a water source, which I keep in mind as well, and is another possible. Well, it is a bullet point according to Politis, but could it be something having to do with the phenomenon? I think so, in many cases. And so Shannon, I don't know how it went down, but I somehow was able to get a hold of Shannon's sister, and yeah, let's see here. Today, Shannon House, a Humboldt County native, so he was from Humboldt originally, has been missing 3 years, and this is a while back already. So it's been longer than that. And I don't know if I've seen this featured on anyone on YouTube. I'm not sure if Steve Stockton or anyone else has, or Politis. I think Politis maybe may have. Uh, but anyway, October 11th, 2015, he left his residence in remote area of Trinity County near the Mendocino County line. He is believed to have been barefoot and left his wallet and phone behind. And that's another thing you'll hear in these types of cases where people will just all of a sudden leave. A lot of times they'll have like some sort of breakdown of some sort, and they'll leave everything behind: wallet, keys, important stuff. And it just looks like one of those cases to me. One thing that I heard that was brought up because they were wondering could it be criminal, and I think it was the sister that had mentioned that there was a neighbor that had a piece of machinery out like a backhoe, and there might have been some sort of hole dug on the neighbor's side, and if I'm not mistaken, they weren't letting law enforcement like search over there or something like that. But neighbors have the right to say no, right? Not let people on their property. And I think that's how that went. And then, so yeah, I got a hold of the sister. We got in touch. And at the time, I was just, like now into this type of stuff and just wanting to get like, wanting to help out, somehow get involved. It was pretty local. And we ended up hooking up. And she sent me a manila envelope with a bunch of his flyers. So I got to hand out those flyers, and I was putting them out everywhere I went, all throughout Humboldt or wherever I was in those areas. I would get those flyers out. So yeah, I was more than happy to do that, and yeah, nothing has popped up since. So I think it's definitely along the strange ones. So check this case out if you're into this type of stuff, and yeah, give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. Maybe you might find something that we haven't heard, and yeah, what is going on out here? And I don't know. You asking me, Bomber? That's a good question. So yeah, another thing is let's see here. So is Shannon House, is House a German name? I don't know why I'm thinking German for some reason. I know house in German is, I think you say Anaheim. Got Anaheim, California here. I think that might have, that's how you say house in German. I'd love to learn how to speak German. Maybe one day, little by little. But yeah, house. Anyone? And then we were talking about Asha Kramer, I think, and her dad is German. So we'll remember that for when we get into her case. And then let's see, do we have, there was another case that was pretty weird out of Trinity. Let's see. Here's one here. I think this one's pretty sure if they have any updates on this one, but KTRE ABC 9 water air search underway for missing 70-year-old from Trinity County near Hog Heaven Dock. An older man there. And this one is Jerry Bailey, 74, was last seen about 1 p.m. headed out to check fishing lines between Brown Creek, the power lines, and 190 Bridge near on Alaska. So hold on. So I wonder if this is California. I think so. Because that on Alaska doesn't sound familiar to me. Could be that it could be Texas. I know there's a couple other Trinity counties out there. But anyway, this guy went to go check on fishing lines. Sounds like it was raining. He had rain gear on. And that was that. And it doesn't say, let's see. Let's see if it was lake or water. I mean, lake or river. Hmm. I don't see. But anyway, see, does that look like Cali? It's hard to tell. But yeah, also digging for these. I noticed digging for some of these cases. Um, you gotta like, you gotta search them a certain way because just the regular search, like missing persons, Trinity County, it only certain things will pop up, and like I know there's a whole lot more, and so those whole lot mores, you gotta I think look them up a certain way. There's a little method to trying to get to those cases. It's a little more digging you have to do. And I'm checking here for any more cases out of Trinity, and like I said, I know there's more. Oh yeah, there is another strange one that did hit uh the 411 radar. But let's see, this one's 23-year-old man missing in the Trinity following person. Okay, yeah, we had seen that one, I believe. So yeah, another strange one here, and this one's out of actually the Trinity Alps, where a lot of high strangeness is reported from. So let's take a look at that one. And that's another one that I remember uh being in Humboldt County for. So let's find this really quick. All right, I'm starting to see now the other cases, and really quick also the Asha Kramer. If anyone's interested in that one, we'll be covering this one later. This is how you spell her name there, and then see a better view of her face. Very pretty young lady. And so yeah, check that case out. Just I'm sure if you YouTube it, you'll see maybe even a YouTuber you might know. There's someone we know that covered her case a couple times. So there's that. Let's find this one in the Alps. 'Cause this one is one of the weirder ones. And I'm scrolling through here. Let's see. Hmm. All right. Well, while we figure that out, there's also this one. Search ongoing for missing man last seen in Trinity County after vehicle found abandoned. And there's a view of the man there. And I believe he was coming from Oregon. And Monday, August 5th, 2024, Gregory Allen Russell was reported missing from the area of Tillamook County, Oregon. The initial report indicated that Russell had driven away from his residence on August 1st, 2024, but no report had been made until August 5th, 2024. It was later learned that Russell had gone to a casino in the area of North Bend, Oregon. That's way up there. And then traveled to Trinity County and had contact with numerous individuals he knew, none of which appeared to know at the time that he had been reported as missing. Russell's vehicle was discovered up a logging road, and there's other cases. There's gonna be some cases, some strange ones, just like this, where people's car end up in like random weird roads, and they're abandoned there. And yeah, that aims towards criminal. You know, a lot of the times you'll think criminal right away, but it's weird. There's a lot of these other cases that yeah, it's just the cars found and no one around and no evidence of anyone being around. And then Russell's vehicle was discovered up a logging road in the Deer Lake Springs area on Tuesday, August 13th, 2024. Russell was not been with the vehicle. Deputies responded that night and were unable to locate Russell. Search and rescue efforts began the morning of Wednesday 14th and are ongoing. There are numerous search and rescue members as well as deputies in the area attempting to locate Russell. And then it says Russell in the past had some peculiar behaviors in regards to his actions, and it is believed that he wandered from the vehicle into the woods. And if that's the case, then why can't they find? Well, yeah, the woods are deep and thick, so yeah, who knows about that one? And a lot of them, they just only give you so much information, so you could only just work with that and then just speculate from there. So it just makes you wonder. But then when you start getting other cases similar and more stranger in the area, just gotta. For me, I gotta keep a note and just keep digging and digging by asking locals. What's up, Pancho? Welcome, welcome. Tapping back into the chat here, keeping focused as much as possible on the topics here. We're doing all right so far. A few minor little bumps along the road here. Train did come by, and we're still looking for one particular case here. So Let's see, where are you? Well, let's get into this one really quick. Let's see. I'm still trying to find that Alps one. It's driving me, starting to drive me. All right, we're going one by one. All right, we'll just go to this one. This one's pretty cool. All right, redheaded black belt. Salute to redheaded black belt Kim Kemp, and it's one of my favorite sources for news up in the Emerald Triangle. News, nature, and community through the Emerald Triangle, and our son trained with Kim Kemp. Yeah, she really is a black belt, and she really is a redhead. And yeah, my son took martial arts for quite a bit, and used to train with her. Yeah, she does this uh, redheaded black belt website, and yeah, brings a lot of good information from the community. She gets shared a lot of stuff, and yeah, keeps us all informed here. So you got this report from a few years back. Let's see, February 29th, or I said Friday 29th, June 18th, 12:57 p.m. And it starts off with "He's alive." And I remember when this happened, and I did do a video on this. And 63-year-old hiker reappears not far from Bigfoot Trail where he began. And yeah, there's a Bigfoot Trail. We're gonna have that's on the list there. We're gonna have to do that one of these days. And yeah, let's see. 63-year-old missing hiker was found alive after being missing for half a month. Half a month. Sheesh. 2 weeks ago yesterday, Ashley Ura and family member arrived in the Hayfork area to resupply her father's 63-year-old David Ura, who was hiking the new Bigfoot Trail with Ashley's dog Kingsley. He never arrived. Since then, Ashley and her family have been trying to locate him. They've reached out via social media and news media to make sure that fellow hikers knew to look out for him. A helicopter flew the area, and they worked with friends of David to coordinate searches. And article goes on quite a bit there. And it's a trip. A lot of times, these people that go missing, I've noticed a lot of times there'll be a picture of them the day of that they went missing, and stuff like that. It's a trip. So this looks like, I mean, I don't think that's after he was found. It looks like it was before, and you get quite a bit of that. But yeah, that Bigfoot trail, is there Bigfoots on there? I think so. Got some sirens outside. Um yeah, that was an interesting one there. And I think I had a map of the Bigfoot trail, and if it pops up, we'll slap it up here. And now let's try for the Alps case. Where are you, Alps case? Let's see. Alps case. All right. We got one here. Let's see. That's not it. Maybe I didn't load it up. Come on now. That was one of the trippier ones. So Jeopardy music. Should we cue it up? Let's see. Yeah. We're still trying, y'all. It'll be worth it if it's up here. How's chat doing? Everyone falling asleep? Anyone waking up? Yeah, that's maybe what happened. Maybe we didn't pull it up. That's what I'm thinking. Let's see. I'll just go ahead and pull it up right now then. Let me search this. Yeah, we're just chilling. No pressure. It's all right. Now, let's pull a tab here. Missing man, Trinity, Alps. There it is. Boom. Okay. Go back in here. Do this. There it is. All right, we got it. Boom. And this is another one I remember living in we were still in Humboldt at the time when this happened in August 18th, 2019. Local man and yeah, he was from Humboldt County. I believe he was Blue Lake, and this is probably one of the cases that Juliana, our friend Juliana McGill, might be in the chat. I'm not sure. I didn't see her tonight, but she mentioned to me, I believe she left a comment to me recently because I was touching on, we were talking about the Trinity cases just yesterday, I think it was yesterday, the day before. She might have left a message and had referred a couple cases that she knew about. I think she might have been sending them to Politis, and she gave me a few little tidbits of information with some names and stuff like that. But I'm almost positive this is going to be one of the cases she mentioned. And like I said, this did make, I believe, the Can-Am missing project. Uh, so Politis did report on this one, if I'm not mistaken. So Daniel Cummins, and it'd be interesting to look into the origins of that last name to see if it's German or not. Found dead in Trinity Alps. Preliminary investigations revealed the missing hiker may have fallen in steep, rocky terrain. And that is always a possibility when hiking. Um, I see how it's very possible to twist the ankle, and yeah, I've been injured before to where like I couldn't. My foot was injured, and that whole time I was like, oh yeah, there's no way you would make it far if you're like, deep in the woods and hurt this bad. It'd be tough. And yeah, there's yeah, Politis has broken a leg. and no pun intended on that. I believe he was filming in Australia where he's talked about it. He snapped his, I think it was his tibia or something like that, which is oof, horrible. And his, let's see if they give what the details, some of the details are on this case. Anyone heard of this case? Are some of these cases new to you? Have you heard of any of these cases? Hopefully, this sparks some interest, and we'll be doing some digging here together and sharing of information together. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, be able to talk about cases and share them out with you all, because then you get people like Joe Monk living in an area where that happened, and him being involved in the community could you get some good source information there, and it's happened like that with other cases as well. It says Trinity County Sheriff Office press release. The search and rescue efforts pertaining to Daniel Cummins continued throughout the day of August 18th, 2019. The 12 search and rescue teams referenced in previous press release began searching their respective areas around first light. And it says during the late morning, a California Highway Patrol helicopter observed what appeared to be a backpack. So they had CHP flying there. The backpack had been off trail, oof, between L Lake and Mirror Lake. Interesting. So between two lakes there you have bodies of water again. Ground search teams who were already near the area went to the location of the backpack in effort to recover it. The backpack was recovered and later determined to have belongings to Cummins. Search and rescue members continued to search the area near the backpack and later located Cummins, who was deceased. Cummins' remains were flown to the area via helicopter. A preliminary investigation appears to indicate that Cummins may have fallen in steep rocky terrain. Although this was not the outcome that was wanted, the Trinity County Sheriff Office, as well as family members of Cummins, wanted to thank the search and rescue members, as well as all other volunteers, for assisting in bringing Daniel Cummins home. So, as far as the 411, there was nothing really there that stood out, right? At least not to me, indicating any like high strangeness. But it is a thing that has been brought up in the 411 topic, that there's been cases of people that have fallen from higher places. There's one trippy one out of Yosemite, and I forget if they the area was specified, but it's a Yosemite has a lot of face cliffs, really tall ones. You look at El Cap or Half Dome or anything. Any of those spots. There's a lot of places that are high up, and I guess in this report, they found this. I believe it was a woman, and they say it appeared that she was launched from way up above, and the way they found her, it was just like really bad. You could tell that she was launched from far away. And so what could have done that, and then there's other cases where people are found at the bottom of cliffs and stuff like that, that mysteriously, yeah, they seem like they've been dropped out of something, or yeah, maybe they just did fall off of whatever. And but yeah, it's been pointed out. So there comes the train again. Grab your tickets again, folks, because the ride is continuing. We're coming to an end here almost on the Trinity cases for now. There's, like I said, there's more. There's more, but yeah, this is another one that was on the high strangeness radar. Other YouTube channels have reported on this one. I'm sure Rusty did as well. And let's make sure we did tap in. to all of the strange ones I had here. Do stop sharing. Boom. Where we at? There we are. Yeah. So going in on Trinity. Mm, yeah, this one was criminal, and I was tripping out on this one because I seen a name. What is it? Namus is a missing persons organization, and they had her case on here. This was an older case, but criminal again. But it was trippy because I read the article and it was yeah, 36 years ago, I believe it was, and finally they had a crack in the case, and they found out it was her neighbor, and it was through DNA that they were able to figure it out. And so Weaverville, back in 1980, the little girl had gone missing, and so later that the neighbor was caught for a homicide of a woman in LA, and DNA somehow linked them to that, to this case. And I guess he made a confession in jail for a plea bargain of some sort, and yeah, put an end to that. But yeah, the article I was looking at, they still hadn't updated. Well, yeah, the Namus, or I wonder, yeah, that's kind of weird that Namus didn't have that article updated, or that file. It looked more like a file actually. But then I found this, so hmm. Yeah, creepy stuff. Scary stuff. You'll hear Politis mention about Trinity County. Uh, it's interesting to hear what he had to say, and it's true. I totally get him. I think he was saying he was packing everywhere he went, and same thing. He says the same thing for Humboldt County, and with good reason. Hmm. Yeah, I think I touched on most of what I had for Trinity there. So little interesting exploration of missing persons cases. And actually, here is a quick map. See if I could zoom that in of the Bigfoot Trail there. Let me try to zoom that in a little bit, see if that works. Oh, yeah. It's a little more zoomed in. And you can see the bottom left, Bigfoot Trail. And I did say we were going to get into a little bit of Bigfoot tonight. So there was a case having to do with something Bigfoot related. And you got Crescent City up here, begins on the coast there. That's Del Norte County. And it shoots you through Redwood National Park, where Jonathan Easley and Alex Pedikov recently started their journey when they came out to Bluff Creek. They went through the redwoods there, so it kicks you all around through Siskiyou's wilderness. It's a heck of a trail there, let me tell you. And then I want to say, trying to read this over here. Give me a second. I'm gonna get really close to the freaking camera here. All right. Red Buttes Wilderness, I believe, is what it says up there. Haven't heard of that. I'm telling you, there's so much to explore up in this Northern California up here. It's just mind blowing. And then coming down from that area, I see you got the uh, Marble Mountain Wilderness, which You all know the Marble Mountain Wilderness Bigfoot video. Ever check that one out? It's a very interesting one. It's got a subject walking on a ridge, and I know Bobo gave me his point of view on that, and I respect it. But I thought it was very interesting because it's a group of special needs students, and they're off on a camping trip, and then they find these uh, broken pieces of wood. It's a wood structure, and they're even crawling in and out of it, and then they're it's brought to their attention that there's something up on the ridge, and they all start focusing on that, and the subject starts to make its way down. And yeah, very interesting video. It's been, it's been out there for quite a bit. You could check it out. Marble Mountain Bigfoot, look that one up. So that's the marbles there. And another place high on the list for me, and it keeps going down all the way through. I see down here the Trinity Alps wilderness, but there's one more wilderness up there that I want to read that it goes through, and I can't read it. Let's zoom it. Russian. It's the Russian wilderness. Got it. The Russian wilderness up there, and then it goes down and through the Trinity Alps. Actually goes through Hayfork, Junction City there. So I have passed through those areas for sure. Hayfork has a cool little restaurant with some Bigfoot drawings in it. And shout out to his name will come to me. I seen you've been gaming lately, bro, playing that Zelda, and I know you spent time here in Hayfork. And I'm trying to see where it ends here. So down in the Yoli Bolis, Mendocino, Yoli Bolis Wilderness. There's another also Yoli Bolis Middle Eel Wilderness. So a lot of stories I've heard of little people up in the Yoli Bolis. And interesting that the trail, Bigfoot Trail, ends there. Yeah, a little quick view of that trail map. Whoa, camera, I'm right here. And before we completely leave Trinity, I got some. That's from the cabin there. This guy is badass. He actually pulled us out. Yeah, he must have pulled us out. We were stuck. One of the few rescues we've had up there, and that's up the hill at the cabin. Snowy morning there. And I was able to load up these clips, although Gerald told me a different way to be able to share longer videos. So I think I'll be doing that. So again, appreciate Gerald. All right, heads up here. This is gonna be a heads up. This is a parade in the town of Weaverville, and I believe it might be a 4th of July parade. So your boy BD is lit, and I was asking these U.S. Forest Rangers. I believe I haven't heard this clip in a long time, so a heads up, and it'll be a surprise to see what I ask. I think hope I don't embarrass myself too much here, but this is BD having a good time here, Trinity County, Weaverville, and I've yeah definitely checked out the 4th of July events. They do also fireworks, even though yeah Even though it burns a whole lot there and it's hot as heck, they still do have a fireworks show over at the park. And you know what? Someone recently got burned. I want to say, was it in it might have been in Humboldt during a firework event, or it might have been Trinity. We'll have to look that up. Someone maybe look that up and maybe we'll confirm that. But here we go. Got the forestry guys here. Can we get a magnet, boss? Yeah. And by the way, do you know where the Sasquatches are?
What's Sasquatch?
Yeah, the Bigfoots.
Oh, I don't believe in them.
All right. He said, what did he say? What Sasquatches? Oh, God. Check that out. Got the forestry guys here. Beautiful weaving here. Can we get a magnet, boss?
Magnet?
Yeah. And by the way, do you know where the Sasquatches are?
What's Sasquatch?
Yeah, the Bigfoots.
Oh, I don't believe in them.
Aha. Our forestry guy there doesn't believe in them. Bigfoot probably doesn't believe in them either. What else we got? All right, we got more deer footage from up the hill. So we seen outside the cabin with snow. And actually, while we're still, let's see, going down the hill. We'll go down the hill in a second. Let's see. This one is more snow.
Daryl's house.
Uh-oh.
They had a
There's Grandpa. Rest in peace.
I shouldn't say.
Yeah, that was a special clip there. There you go. Grandpa made an appearance somehow. You snuck up on us. Love you. That wasn't it. Look at that. That's going down the hill on a good snowy one. You go over the edge and it's bye-bye. You know, a lot of those hills are like that. You go over that edge, snow or not, it'll be bad news. And then here's let's check it out during summertime. More deer footage. Deer would always come around, summer or not. The little ones, the big ones. That house below, that structure below, kind of seen it really quick. It was like a tool shed. Yeah, we had a basketball court up the hill. And so, yeah, look, there are the hills there. Down below is Weaverville. And I would see I've captured orbs up in these hills before. We've done live streams. And those are buried in the channel somewhere. But, yeah, view of from the cabin up there. And really quick before we go, we've been talking about the plane situations going down. And it's just been really weird and scary. And just the other day, what was it? Day before yesterday? Was it another plane incident in Arizona? And one deceased as jet owned by Motley Crue singer collides with plane in Arizona. Very interesting. Yeah, anyone know any more about this? Let us know. Drop a comment. Let us know what you think. What's going on with these planes? What's up with this one case here as well? Yeah, just still keeping an eye on all this stuff. Y'all stay safe if you're flying. Even if you're not flying, keep an eye on those planes up there. You never know. It's getting really strange. So, boom, there's that. What else we got? We got a couple more things really quick. Let's see. All right, we got a weather report here. This is for SoCal. And our good friend Blazer had sent me an Instagram, and yeah, it was just not looking good. And I checked out other reports, and the news wasn't making it seem like too much. Maybe I've been watching the wrong forecasters. You know, we got Dallas Rains out here. Yeah, he's a weather guy. Dallas Rains. Perfect name, huh? The strongest storm in a year. Well, we haven't had much rain, so the strongest storm in a year set to hit Southern California this week. And you know, we've had these recent, obviously, the fires. There's been slides already happening with the little bit of rain that we've had out in the Palisades. And I don't know if up in the Altadena area they deal with slides and stuff like that. And I don't know if the fire would cause that to happen up in those areas as it's the foothills of the San Gabriel Mountains. And with forecasters warning of potential widespread roadway flooding and the chance of landslides throughout the region, especially in areas recently charred by fires. The storm is expected to bring 1.5 to 3 inches of rain across much of Los Angeles, Ventura, Santa Barbara counties, with 3 to 6 inches expected in the mountains, which will probably bring snow, including around several burn scars. Those living in and around recently burned areas should plan to leave their homes before the storm. Uh-oh. Is that an evacuation? Is that uh-oh. Is that an evacuation? Those living in or around recently burned areas should plan to leave their homes before the storm, or if they choose to remain at home, hunker down and stay off roads. Stay off the roads, yo. The National Weather Service said the next few days could end up delivering the wettest storm of the entire winter. Hmm. Or the only storm for the entire winter. And then it goes on and on there. So heads up, y'all. Looks like what tomorrow should be here. What's up, chat? Y'all still alive out there? Man, I'm in the zone over here, just trying to keep it flowing. Hopefully, not doing too bad. All right. Any more news? Let's go back to Catalina here really quick. Uh oh. You. Mm. Oh, there we go. Oh, I see. All right. So if I put that up, that means I can't search for anything else while it's up. Gotcha. Got it. Yeah, I think we got most of. Let's make sure. Yeah, I think I covered everything. Cool. Right on, right on. Right on, right on. Let's get another quick little view of Catalina here. Why not? Boom, bam, bing. Let me just touch base with you all in chat here really quick. And if you have any strange missing 411 type cases from your area, please send them in. We could maybe go in on those cases and kick around some theories, ideas. Aliens are by definition sometimes else in what? Or something else entirely. Ah, gotcha, gotcha. Let's see, Joe Monk. Start talking about weird stuff and my phone wigged out. Had to restart it. Of course, Joe Monk. You got something in the hallway, brother. What's in the hallway? Y'all check out Joe Monk's a video of his hallway. And there's also a good video he shared with me that I was able to share out, and I made it into a short, and it got pff, over 10K views. Thank you there, Joe Monk. Um, yeah, some strange stuff outside of his yard there. So yeah, Joe Monk does have some content. Head on over, check him out. Maybe buy him or Lola a steak. They'd appreciate that. There's the old casino again. And then Magneticus Attractus. Did he pop in tonight? We're still working on oh yeah. Let's see. Gotta activate these links that don't work. So I don't know if he was talking about this one. I might have accidentally pressed it on a live earlier today. I'm not sure. But yeah, these links for some reason are not active. Why the hell does it let me put them up? And there is an active link on the description of the channel. So you could always go check it out there as well as other links. And so the fire video also, people have been asking, how do we become how could we become members? Usually channels will have a choice on the home page of the channel. It'll say join, or check where it says, short videos, posts. It might have a section there for you to select that's called membership. But other than that, I noticed that some people have the option to join certain channels and some people don't. And it doesn't matter where you're at or what country. It's a weird YouTube thing. YouTube also recently, I guess it might have been an experimental thing, the YouTube AI thing. I was making posts. I started a little Bigfoot series, Bigfoot claymation series. We got up to 50 episodes, and then they recently removed that option to be able to make AI images. Sometimes they'll remove stuff, bring it back. It's all weird sometimes, but yeah, we had fun with that. Got up to 50 episodes, so and we'll probably continue it because some new AI option did pop into my phone through Apple, so we could still make AI stuff. Although, I know a lot of you artists out there aren't the biggest fan of AI. And I could draw a little something. Maybe I'll start drawing more. We'll share some drawings. Any of you draw out there? Maybe. It'd be rad if a USO popped out of there. That'd be pretty cool. All right, let's check out. Y'all want to check out Mount Wilson again, the airport, CLAX. Keep an eye out for Jetpack Man again. See, like that link doesn't work either. It should. It'd be cool if it did. And I'm working all those little kinks out, still how to put a proper overlay. We're going to work on a proper outro, make sure those widgets and stuff are clickable. the end screens, and links and stuff. I'm doing my little YouTube homework, y'all. Trying to step it up here. So be patient with me. And if you got any tips or tricks, hey, let me know. Let your boy know. And again, if you got anything, any information to relay on any of these cases, hey, let us know or contact the proper authorities. Hey, some of you out there do have information on these cases and could make a difference. How about that? Being able to help out on a case, oof. I know it's kind of risky, huh? But maybe it's the right thing to do in most cases, I would think. But I know certain cases, hey, sometimes it's best not to say anything, I guess. But yeah, if you got a case breaker, get it out there. Could help somebody. And I'm just kind of going through some of the sound effects here, getting more familiar with them. Ooh, watch out. Got to remember that one. Did y'all dodge that? I hope you didn't get hit. And right here, I just uploaded them to pad form. Let's see. Uh-oh. Yeah, I won't play that one there. Maybe we'll save that for a different night. You got to remember wrong answer there too. Got to get a little more familiar with all these. And they're all labeled, so I could read what they are, but to be able to, have them on like hot queue, that's up to me. Gotta be quick with it. There's a little gong action. Little gong for your bong. All right, y'all. So we're gonna wrap this puppy up right now. Thank you for hanging out. We will hopefully see you mañana from the shop. Come tap in with us. Say what's up. Come show some love. Come come catch some vibes. You know. And you all get rest out there. Let's cue up the outro, maestro. Stop sharing that. And where am I at? Where do I go? Where do I go? I go here. Oh.